Hello, work in progress Wednesday. This is not in progress, I'm wearing it. This is the Hope dress by Style Arc. I'll show you the back. I've made this before. This is the dress that I made out of a Doona cover a few spans of time ago. I can't remember when that was. Last year, I think. Was it last year or the year before? It was at some point in the past I made that dress out of a Doona cover. And now I've made the pattern again out of not a Doona cover. So I'll show you what it looks like full length. Me standing around in a garden, not quite sure what to do with myself once again. I don't know if you can tell because it does come naturally to me, but I haven't actually had any model training whatsoever. I know. So this is the fabric that I was thinking about using for this pattern, but I was worried about the pattern matching on the bust seam, which wouldn't really have mattered as it turns out, because this is not pattern matched at all. You can probably tell, but it's not like a huge deal because the pattern's so busy. But I also felt like it wasn't quite drapey enough. I was going to say floppy enough, but let's try and keep it professional. So I've got some fabric that I will use that has more drape, and I'm also going to make one of this length but with longer sleeves, because I think you can mix and match this pattern. I think it's quite a straightforward one to do. Maybe not that long, but longer than that, let's say longer than that, because I do have some blouse patterns and they end right on the hip bone and I don't love it. I like my blouses longer. And you can lengthen a blouse pattern. It's no like huge drama to lengthen the torso of a blouse. But the trouble with that is you have to actually sit down and do it. And I can't be bothered right now. So I'm going to make a different pattern and see how that goes. So I've got two things to make out of this pattern, which hopefully they will both work. And do not be concerned. I know you were. But I did have exactly enough left over to make a Morse bag, which... a little bit matchy, don't you think? So this will be given away. I don't necessarily want to be quite so matchy. Although this would be quite good for secret shopping that you don't want anyone to know because it blends in so well. That's one for giving away. Now I did make a change to the dress because, just let me get myself slightly organised here. Oh good, it's starting to rain. That's what I wanted. I checked the radar. Anyway. One change that I did make to this dress, apart from the insides, which are chaos, we're not going to look at them because they're a disaster, but they're inside the dress, so it doesn't matter. But the original pattern has at the back here, a button and loop closure with a little slit. Not required really, because you can just pull the dress on without that. So I didn't bother doing it this time because I found it really, really fiddly and time-consuming and annoying doing it on the last one. And since it's not actually needed, I didn't really see the point in mucking around with it this time when I didn't have to. Now, this is a little bit tighter across the shoulders. Now, I don't know if that's because it's the same size as the other one I made, obviously, same pattern. I don't know if that's because this fabric has slightly less give in it. I don't know if my seam allowances are a little too big this time. I have a feeling they are a little too big. Or if that little gap for the button closure gives you just a little bit more ease when you move. But I mean, it fits, it's fine. I'm not stuck in it or anything. I can take the dress off, which is the main thing. And my elastics are a little tight. I may have to adjust them. But otherwise, it's done. It's good. I'm happy with it. And that's pretty much what I've got. I've got the frog. I've done a tiny little bit on the frog. So let me just get the frog. Seamless. Here's frog. So I finished the belly. Oh, that's quite obvious on the camera, those decreases. I've finished the green belly. So the rest of this frog is just the underside and then the limbs, obviously. Haven't done a lot of work on the frog. I think I was like 2 rows above this last week. I just haven't done it. My brain hasn't gone, we should work on the frog, because I do whatever my brain tells me. Not whatever my brain tells me, yeah, so I just haven't got round to him. But he is starting to be stuffed, so he's quite firm, got the shape of the head and everything now going well. The decreases are really obvious on camera. They're not so obvious in reality. I promise my decreases are tidier than they look. But that is what I have this week. I'm back to doing a lot of Morse bags because I found some more labels. I've got 300 labels on their way to me, which is excellent, because I'm trying to reclaim some floor space from the huge amount of fabric that I have to process into bags, and also processing some of it into clothing. I've got a few other bits of fabric. I'm deciding if they're going to be bags or clothing, but otherwise I'm just whipping through some bags, waiting for my labels to arrive and trying to get a little bit of floor space back from the big, those big sort of, they're called moving bags or big shopping bags, big beach bags. They're quite big. They're white with sort of a red or pink and blue tartany plaid thing on them. You know the ones I mean, big plasticky ones with handles. I've got one of those full of fabric, and I've got a big tub full of fabric and another big tub full of fabric, and I'm trying to get my floor space back. So it will happen. I am chuffing through on the Moores bags at the moment while I ponder some more clothing options. But that is all I have for you this week. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully by next week, Frog will be an enclosed body shape and may even have arms. Let's go. Positive thinking, Frog will have arms. But yes, I will see you next week with something else. More Frog, maybe. I don't know. Who can foretell the future? I'm talking nonsense again, so it is time to stop. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.